recording? Okay, let's start. Oh, hello, and welcome to Love in the Time of Hydra, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 10th Anniversary podcast. We revisit every episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on its 10th anniversary. We are kicking off season 3 live at LA Comic-Con. Thank you all for being here. What a crowd. I'm so happy to see some familiar faces in here. We even have some former guests of the pod in the audience. We love to see that. If you are in the audience, it's September 27th. But if you're listening on podcast form, it's actually September 29th. So I'm going to take you back 10 years ago to September 29th, 2015. The #1 song was The Hills by The Weeknd, and the top movie at the domestic box office was Transylvania 2. Researchers discovered a biofluorescent hawksbill sea turtle, marking the first time scientists ever found biofluorescence in a reptile in the wild. What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was really cool. But you know what was cooler? The most important thing that happened on September 29, 2015, and that is the Season 3 premiere episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Laws of Nature premiered on ABC. Hello! I'm Jamie Girac, and I am your host. A little bit about me. I'm an entertainment journalist, and when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on, it was my beat. My claim to fame is I moderated their 100th episode panel, and I've been riding that high ever since. And I am here with my co-host, boyfriend, and level 3 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. He's watching it for the first time, Tony Coletto.
Hi everyone. Very nice. Thank you all so much for being here. This is a really good turnout. I'm Tony. I'm a writer and an actor and just a big old film nerd, and I have a romantic partner who's a huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. nerd, and since then I've been on this journey watching this show on the 10th anniversary of every episode. So it's pretty exciting. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and we have an awesome guest with us today. He was a writer and producer on, you guessed it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and was a story editor of the episode we're talking about today, DJ Doyle! Thank you so much for being here. DJ, so you've been on our podcast before. You talked about the episode Melinda that you wrote for season 2, which is an incredible episode, top tier episode. But just in case anyone in the audience or maybe newcomers to us, tell a little bit about what you did on the show. Share some history.
Sure. I started out on the pilot as a writer's assistant, and I was a writer's assistant for the first year. I got a freelance episode that year, and then got staffed for season 2 and on. Just kind of worked up from writer to producer, and I stayed there until they turned the lights out. I was one of the last people out of the building. Had to rip me out of it, and it was an incredible ride and a lovely place to work.
That's amazing. What, just like the last legs of network television too?
Yeah, it was really, you saw the whole world change while I was there. I entered and there was network TV, and I left and there was not.
And then the series finale came in the lockdown, so it was just all weird in general. Can you tell us? So it's funny because you wrote actually episode 2 of season 3, but unfortunately, the rules of the podcast, this is just one episode that fell this weekend.
Yeah, super makes sense that I'm here.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear a little bit just about, explain, you were credited as story editor. So what was your job as story editor specifically?
Story editor is a title that used to have more relevance during episodic, 70s, 80s era TV than it does now. Right now, it's just a, kind of a seniority, contractual level. So you're a staff writer. All writers basically who are not the creators kind of like staff writers unless they're consulting or something. So when an episode's not my episode, we're all in story conference every day for the most part, figuring out it's funny, I was actually going over notes from this episode because I still have them, on the emails and stuff. And so you have back in those days it was 8 to 10 people talking the story of that particular episode, no matter who's writing it. So you're contributing ideas and helping whoever the writer of that episode is going to be to kind of figure out what we're doing this week.
Amazing. I hope this means you're going to tell us some of your notes. As we
I actually took some photos.
Oh, amazing. Okay. But before we talk specifically about Laws of Nature, LA Comic-Con gave us a very generous time slot. So we're going to fill it with some extra stuff. First being, Tony, we did season 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are asking you to rank the season. Now, I'm not going to have you sit here and rank 22 episodes of television because that's crazy. but I would love to know your top 3 favorite episodes of season 2.
Okay, so the first season, when we did season 1 of this show, I was really, really diligent about making a running list of like where I ranked each episode. Was not as diligent this last season. So, it's rough, but I'm pretty confident that my number 3 favorite is Hen in the Wolf House.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That pivots so much on that amazing scene between Clark Gregg and Ruth Negga and when they're in the restaurant. Like the duplicity of all of that, I just really liked. 2, Frenemy of My Enemy. For all of the plot twists that are popping off. The ward business, and we got our 2 back who I love, Deathlock, was back in there. That was like one that just had a lot popping off and just kept like buckets of cold water in my face.
And number 1?
Number 1. And I honestly maybe forgot that DJ wrote Melinda. It is Melinda. That is the banger of the whole season. Just because of, it was one of the, I think we talked about it when we had you, DJ, but like knowing where that was going and the dread that it made me feel, like sometimes it sucks when you know where a story's going, but in that sense I knew what was going to happen to her, and I knew what was going to happen in this story, and I was dreading it, and it just gave the whole thing like an emotional gravity that, and Ming just pays it off, and she's so good. So that's the ranking. Those are the 3.
I think it's a really good top 3.
Okay.
Give it up for Tony's top 3. DJ, I told you I was going to ask Tony, and I threw you. Do you have a top 3 season 2?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I think this is my favorite season as a season. So when you mentioned that, I had a really hard time kind of like, oh, why this episode or that episode? But for me, the way the season built was the most natural, I think, of most of our seasons. And I felt at the time it was like the season where we understood where we were going, what we wanted to achieve, and it was a very hard season, but it was a very rewarding and fun season also. So that's kind of my personal takeaway from it. But then, I mean, obviously, like Melinda's a personal favorite of mine because it's a baby. But I think the mid-season finale, What We Become, was just incredible. All the stuff with Cal. It has some amazing lines of just like Hunter, just like join S.H.I.E.L.D., travel to exotic places, meet interesting people, and kill them. Like it was like that's like a line that like I butchered it, but like is just I don't know, interesting and funny and just the best of the show. And then for me the finale, just because just the way we were able to tie everything up, I was really satisfied with. And there's just so many poignant kind of endings for everyone.
I wrote my 3, and you both picked all of mine. So, which are SOS Part 2, the finale, because I think it's such a strong season finale, just in terms of television. And I love the way it comes together, and it is why season 2 is one of my favorites as well. And then Face My Enemy, because Ming versus Ming.
Yeah.
I mean, come on! In that dress! That's one of the best.
That's different than what I said. I said Frenemy of My Enemy. Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
But both of those are.
I'm sorry. You're right. Oh, okay. So good. Face My Enemy is my choice.
Guys. You're getting this all jumbled
Well,
up.
we joked about it as being Face Off, but yeah.
Oh.
Sweet.
A movie we just saw in theaters, and what a treat. And then What They Become, the mid-season finale is. I mean, the torture of calling her Sky for 2 years in front of Tony was like, it was so bad. It's like I'm living a lie. I lie to him sometimes about this show. I have to. Like our friend Sarah here, she told me a story that was so funny that I wanted to tell Tony, but I had to change some of the details. I had to lie about it so that I could tell him the true story. So I know it's hard to live this way, but you know we're doing it for you guys.
5 more years.
5 more years. All right, that was a little season 2 talk. Let's get into Laws of Nature. Also, we are going to do a little season 2 trivia at the end. We're going to ask Tony questions, and when he inevitably gets them wrong, we're going to take it to the audience and give out some prizes. So you are going to want to stick around because we have some good prizes. But Laws of Nature, it was written by our showrunners, Marissa and Jed, and directed by Vincent Miziano, who did some of the best episodes of the series. Physicist, Turn, I think are top two. Did you work with Vincent a lot? Do you have things to say about him?
What's
he
yeah,
like?
let me just dish. You know, I actually covered, he never directed an episode that I wrote, but I covered set while he was directing once or twice. And he's awesome. I mean, consummate thrill.
Yeah, he's got a great filmography and a lot of West Wing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah, him and Chris was young. Yeah.
They both worked on the show, the brothers, right? Or just,
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Oh, well, we're not a West Wing podcast. Coming in 2031.
Yeah.
We make Tony watch West Wing.
That's okay.
So this episode, a lot of people online, I've seen a lot of people say this, is that a lot of people feel this is the show's best season premiere. It's tough for me because season 5 premiere introduces, spoiler, don't tell Tony, my favorite character of the show. So for me, that's my place. But DJ, how do you feel about this as just a general episode, as a season premiere? What are your thoughts when you think of just Laws of Nature in general?
I thought it was a great introduction and reset, and just the way, I was really happy with the way at moments it could feel really big, and like the promise kind of Inhumans on the team. Like just that moment where, you know, Daisy steps out and she is full on, she feels like Quake, just with that, you know,
It's
arm
the
out
moment.
push. It's such
Of
an iconic
like the
moment.
show,
I thought that was
almost.
such a cool, and just the, you know, the introduction of the Jet and everything, and just peppering, you know, all these characters. It was funny rewatching it. I was like, oh right, you know, we had Joey. Like, I love it.
When Daisy comes out like that, Tony literally went, whoa.
Well, listen, like beginning of season 2, she's out there, like her introduction to the season is like rappelling down from the ceiling like tactical gear. And I said a year ago, I was like, whoa, hell yeah, get it. At that time, I was like, Daisy, get it. But like, you know, so this time seeing her like have just another badass entrance like that, where she's in total control and looks awesome. I was thrilled to see it. And I agree that I haven't obviously only seen this far, but this is the strongest first episode I've seen of the 3 seasons, I think.
It sets it up beautifully. Like we'll talk about more why when we kick Tony out of the room. We're gonna kick him out so we can talk spoilers. We're gonna make him do a walk of shame right on out of here.
There will be no shame. I'm going to skip out that door.
Yeah. All right. I don't feel bad saying this. Season 3 is my least favorite season, but I say that as like I love it. Like I love it so much. And sometimes when I look back, and what I love about the season are the individual episodes, I think, which makes it different in a way from season 2, because season 2 is like, they both connect, obviously, that's the kind of show it is. But when I look at this, I'm always like, it's my least favorite season. Oh, but that one. Oh, but that one. Oh, but that one. And something's got to be last, right? It's still like, I don't think there are any actual weak seasons. And I know that some people say that of season 1, but I don't agree. I think season 1's actually an awesome season of television. I won't make DJ chime in. Yeah, exactly. Like, how dare you? But I love the way this episode starts, and it's with Joey and the Terrigenesis, and it just kicks. And because the way the last season ended was we see it going into the ocean. And one thing I want to ask you, DJ, is was there ever any discussion of if people who, because in the last season, if you touch the obelisk and you're not an Inhuman, you die. Was there any talk of like, oh, if somebody, are people eating these fish oil who aren't humans gonna die? Or like, what's like the science? Was there ever discussions about that?
I'm sure there was copious amounts of discussion about this. I think, if I recall correctly, the obelisk technically was protecting the Terrigen inside it, so if you touched that, you would die. And then,
yeah, that sounds right.
I think you're okay with the Terrigen. So.
Yeah.
Once it's in the fish oil, because the thing you know about fish oil is that it protects regular humans.
There you go. So asked and answered. It's such a clever thing, and I like with Daisy how she you can see she feels some guilt because it's her fault that it all went in there. But also there's this idea of like, but she has more of her people coming, which I think is an interesting. I'm just curious. I want to ask you about the Daisy Johnson of it all, and like the build-up. Obviously, it was known for a long time who she was, but the decision to have her keep the name. I'd like to hear a little bit about that, because I do love when Coulson's like struggling with it a little bit, and I'm sure you guys were as writers.
We literally had a count, and this is what I took a screen grab of before I came here. We had a count of how many times did you accidentally refer to Daisy as Sky. And to be fair, Sky's a fair name. But it got so heated that eventually our showrunner just emailed us back, like
For those who
rebelling.
can't see it, it is just the name
Sky. And this is a screen grab, but it goes on and on and
So
on.
I'm not the only one.
The joke where Coulson's saying in a particular episode, I'm having a hard time with this,
You're doing great.
was making fun of ourselves. Like, yeah, that term was hard for us, because she was Sky to us for
2 years. That's a long time.
And she's kind of bold, but keeping the name was just really a way to honor what she had gone through and, you know, the character that we wanted her to be kind of all along. So yeah.
And for the cosplayers, this is when she gets her like official haircut.
Yeah.
Like to
that
be closer,
haircut was cool as hell.
yeah, to the comics. I see Sari over here shaking her head because she's done a lot of Daisy cosplay in her day. But that's actually one of my favorite things about her is like every season is like, what's her new hair? This is for the girlies. So Joey turns, he's running around, and this is where we meet like the Black Ops team. And I love Constance Zimmer so much. She's such an amazing actor, and I love that she's just dropped into this world instantly as Rosalind. Tony, I'm curious just your thoughts on this intro, and all these things are happening so fast.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I love about the gap between season 1 and season 2 as well, is I love when a season starts and there's been elapsed time, you know, and because it makes it so much more intriguing. I'm rushing to catch up. I'm attentive. I want to know who's changed and how, and who's missing and who's not. What is Fitz doing? How is he okay? Like things like that. But like, I really like Joey. I think he's an awesome actor. I do not know how much more we're going to see of this person, or at all. You can be quiet, and I'll just continue to not know.
Who can say what the future holds
Yeah.
from Joey?
But I love his performance. I thought it was really good. And Constance Zimmerman I recognize, but I don't really know Zimmer.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I know her from.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know her from everywhere.
Sounds about right.
She, an Emmy-nominated performance in the show Unreal, and the first season of that show was just flawless. Like, she's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I almost did a spoiler. I'm rusty from the summer, you guys. Oh my goodness. We get a little debriefing, and we get the Zephyr.
Yeah.
New plane. I love the Zephyr. The Zephyr is like, cause like R.I.P. the bus. Well, you know, we talk about the bus kids all the time. It's a fond, faraway memory. But DJ, tell us a little bit about the Zephyr. Do you remember where that design came from? I know that's not really your department, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny to me because I was thinking about, for favorite episodes, the Dirty Half Dozen, when they blow it up, and just everyone's remembering the arguments over like, can we do this? Not from like story point of view, but from like financially, like this is a major set for us. And I think, you know, we loved it, but we were like a little bit frustrated with like just the utility of it as far as like a shooting location, what you could do on there, and like the Zephyr just ended up being so cool because like just like all the kind of command center stuff, and then it was like less loungy. There was like hotel lounge, and it was gorgeous hotel lounge, but it was like it's hard to have like serious like amped up scenes and like take a seat in the club chair. Like so this just let us shoot more different areas on it and just use like different random rooms and stuff. So like we took this chance of like, let's blow it up. We didn't have any new designs on what it would be, or if we would get like the money to build a new ship. I mean, most of that is still exactly the same ship. Like the great secret of like all this stuff is, if you look at the sets, it's like, you know, that lower half is the same ship throughout all, you know, as long as it's on the show, just redressed and like kind of modified. But the upstairs changed a lot, and it was funny because we all like geeked out like kids when we finally got to see first the like kind of the schematics, the CGI like kind of renderings of what it would look like, and that was like Mark Kolpak kind of like gleefully coming to us with a laptop and be like, check it out.
I literally have in my notes, I'm like, we need to get Mark Kolpak. Every time I'm like, God, I need to reach out to Mark Kolpak because I want him on our pod, because he's the VFX, he's in charge of all the VFX, which on a network show, what he does is so impressive. Because you don't have a lot of money.
No, and he helped stretch that money so much further visually than what we can usually do. And so, you know, at the season 3 premiere, I don't remember where, but I think we actually bought out or, you know, rented out an actual movie theater. We got to see it like projected. So seeing that bus show up, or not the bus, but the Zephyr show up, all of a sudden, like, was really the moment was like, oh, cool, we get to, I have a cool job. Like, this is awesome. This, you know, just exists in pixels, but like that and like just like the hangar bay that it was landing in and everything, it was just awesome. So it was a bit of a risk, but it did pay off. The funny thing about like the redesign though, is upstairs, we were told basically, like you could see through to the cockpit, and anytime you see out the windows of the cockpit, it's a CGI shot, so it was way more expensive. So it's like, do not shoot down the barrel of this. For years, it was always like, you know, have it off angle or avoid that, so we, you know, because it's like a $30,000 difference between this shot and that shot. And then the last season, like one of the last episodes, they're like trying to figure out how to avoid spending that money, and someone just like reaches out and there was a pocket door with frosted glass windows that we could have been closing this whole time. And we knew that in the beginning. At some point, just kind of forgot.
Totally know that feeling.
So it was just one of those great, like, oh, that would have been really helpful for the last however many seasons.
How are we gonna just blow over the Wonkavator that's in this?
Yeah.
It's like, can you explain, DJ, like that? I mean, that is a Wonkavator. It's like they protect Joey in there to send him up to the Zephyr, which rules. But I mean, I love that they have a Wonkavator.
Yeah. Because if you can have one, why not?
Okay, great.
Have you seen everything else on this show? Nothing makes sense. It's just what's cool.
It is cool.
I do love the explanation of the containment pod. Like, we just change it so you don't melt it. It was like, oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
That's enough explanation for me.
Well, the thing about it is the panels are hexagons, so that keeps the powers out there.
Oh.
Oh!
The power of hexagon.
Anytime there's a hexagon in a room, that's what that means.
And that is how we tied into WandaVision. Bobby is still recovering from her injury from last season where War tortured her, and she like gets her information from Joey on Facebook, which really dates the episode. Like 10 years is a long time sometimes.
She didn't say the Facebook.
She did not.
There you go. Not that old. And this is the part, this is where you find out that Joey's gay. And I talk about this a lot in the podcast, but this is the moment where I really broke my brain. Because as soon as I found out that Joey was gay, I was convinced he was brought on to be Mac's boyfriend.
In season 2, you were already.
I like looking back, I'm like, I don't know why, but I just thought that I was like convinced. I'm like, oh good, Mac has a love interest now. And that's not what happened at all. But now I watch it, I'm like, but he comes in and Chloe's like, oh, look at this teddy bear. I'm like, right, she's trying to hook up her friend. But no, I was so off. That's just my like rainbow goggles all the time.
I mean, is this an okay time to talk about how Mac and Bobby were kind of flirting a little bit? I mean,
did you see that? You could
I
have.
had a feeling.
I didn't get
okay,
that.
all right. Then you know what? If you didn't get it, I feel pretty confident that it wasn't a thing. But like, I just said there was a little bit there where they kind of shared a little giggle, and I was like, stop. Hunter's still. This is going to be explosive. So
I think when you just get two charismatic people that are that good looking on one frame together, it's just.
And they smile at each other.
Yeah.
It's over.
Friends.
Okay.
So you can be friends.
Yeah, you can be friends. Great.
You know, we're all wrong sometimes. Sadly, for me. Like, you know, we can't go back to it. We did this, and then, oh yeah, remember Simmons is gone.
Dude, I forgot. And like, I was like, first of all, I was really, one of my favorite things about this episode, I'll just say now, is like how we still haven't seen Ward, we still haven't seen May, and we barely saw Simmons. There's already so much like intrigue. It's cranking. Like, there's already so much cool shit going on that like I'm just excited for them. It wasn't lacking them. But yeah, they were sitting there talking about the obelisk, and I was like, oh yeah, there was an obelisk. Oh!
The monolith, yeah.
Yeah, monolith, that's what it is. And then I remembered that she got swallowed up at the very end there. And then I was like, everything suddenly became much more urgent very quickly.
There was no recap ahead of this episode, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Tony needs that.
I know, I need that, especially because we do trivia in a minute. Like,
Yeah, you guys are in for some prizes, because Tony is not going to do well.
No.
I do want to talk more about Gemma, but I think we should just wait till Tony leaves the room on that one.
It's hard, it's difficult.
Yeah, I think that's safer for everybody. But I do want, I love Fitz. At this point of the series, he's my favorite character, and he remains my favorite character until that season 5 premiere. But I just love how, he went through so many changes last season, and now he's just he's different, but he's also badass.
Dude, he's a Moroccan spy. Or he's a spy in Morocco, I should say. But like, yeah, he's bringing it. He's got like some heat on him, and he looks cool. He doesn't got to look cool yet. It's great.
This made me think, DJ, was like, oh, that has to be like the most fun character to write for. And then I was like, well, I'm sure you have your own answer. Do you
He's
have?
one of them, yeah, for sure. He's one of the harder ones. But just really rewarding. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm stuck thinking back to that opening for him. And it's just such a fun, different take on him. I love the glasses that he's wearing. And they're just like, it's just instant, just badass. A little bit, but he's still him.
Yeah, it's,
you know, my thing is always, I love tweaking characters, but not changing who they are. Like, I don't like when all of a sudden you just have a new character where you had one episode and then B. You have to have, you know, it come from somewhere or still be rooted in who they are. And I think for him, it took the line.
Well, the terrorist says the line, he's like, oh look, somebody with nothing to lose. And I think that's how he's able to come in with so much confidence and cunning, is that he's really smart and he doesn't give a fuck if it's force or not.
And if you contrast that to where he was at the beginning of season 2, I think that's where a lot of, for us, you know, wanting to give him this kind of like curve on the wall for season 3, it was just like, how do we do something a little bit different? What's a different flavor for him? And that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
One of my favorite arcs, just in general. Wesley from Buffy and Angel, I will always shout out because what a character arc. We were talking about Jeffrey Bell before, who wrote for both shows, and I will sim for that all day. I love the scene, the Coulson-Roslin scene, where they're kind of out spying each other and like, oh, I know about Tahiti, and I love that because it we get to know her, but then like it's also just this instantly interesting dynamic. And I like also that they give us this fake out where like, oh, are they experimenting on Inhumans? But then she's like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And Tony, was that kind of a relief for you? Because it was an interesting turn.
Yeah, because we've seen that, right? Yeah. I was relieved, and I was happy to see that. I liked when Coulson said, are we still having pithy banter, or are we being honest with each other? I like that they have that revelation together. Very good surprise.
DJ, any thoughts on this scene? Do you remember it being made?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely love that it's keeping you off balance and that you're not quite sure who this person is, and you don't just come in and say, you know, Roslyn is the head of this agency and do this. Just let you figure it out, and you're in there with Coulson and Hunter, who's just the color commentary throughout. It's just wonderful. And just everyone's kind of discovering it in the moment together. And the other thing I love about that scene is for me, it's just like, I know what stage that was on, and it's just like, you know, a boxcar with windows and people like literally like just moving lights past them, like kind of jiggling the camera and stuff. And so, like, it was just the movie magic of it.
Yes.
Like, because I just love, because yeah, that's so much just box.
We could listen to that kind of stuff all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how, like the Zephyr story is so funny. You just don't think about that stuff. Even like, you know, this show is amazing and perfect, but sometimes TV's not good. And even when stuff isn't good, you have to think like, God, but they worked so hard. They did so much to try to make this work that it's really hard for me to like be a full-blown hater on pretty much anything.
Sure.
Because you know we live in Hollywood and we peek behind the curtain sometimes. I also just for that scene love Coulson's escape.
Oh yeah, that was slick. I was like, it was obviously his hand detaches. That's awesome. I like that. I didn't think of it, and it was just cool.
I just love that he also bashes the guy with it.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that reminds me that Coulson had a really nice, and it was just I'd be interested to know, DJ, if this was in the script or not, but it was just Coulson really carefully pouring coffee, like with his prosthetic hand. I mean, it's just in an earlier scene, and it's like this very delicate.
We definitely played like him getting used to the hand.
Yeah.
But also that glove that he's wearing, if I remember correctly, was very thick.
So it
there's
does
probably,
require doing it carefully.
You know, like some method acting there, or just like assist from.
Yeah.
Oh sure. Also, that mug he has is really funny.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Tony's favorite character returns. Lincoln is back.
It's like they kept saying the name. I'm like Lincoln.
When
I forgot.
he saw his face and he goes, "Oh God."
I remember. Not the biggest Lincoln fan, but I mean, listen. How much did I hate Wesley?
Exactly.
You know, let's talk about character arcs.
Every character could have an arc. Maybe. We'll see about this one. I don't know. Who knows? Who could say? But he's just trying to live his life. And then all of a sudden, everyone's coming in, and then, oh, we get this big monster.
Blackheart?
No.
Looks just like Blackheart.
A comics character, but who debuted, I would say a couple years before this. I don't want to say the name. That doesn't really matter, I don't think, but.
I'm trying to think if this is a spoiler or not, as far as the name.
I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say the name. I don't think it's really a spoiler. Lash.
Lash?
Does that name anything to you?
It's familiar as an antagonist, but I don't know. It looks like Blackheart. Like it's like very much the same.
His comics debut was 2014, so it would have been like a year before this.
Very, yeah.
So I was wondering if it was kind of a combined effort of we're gonna introduce this character. Or...
Yeah, no, I mean they didn't. It was more probably, if I remember correctly, a list of characters that were allowed. Because there's so much interplay. Like at that time, you have to keep in mind like all the movies going on, like our show, like the golden rule is like don't screw with some film that's been years in the works or what they have planned out. So there's definitely the more shows were popping up. So it was definitely like how do we coordinate over who is going to be able to use what properties, and I think he was on like kind of a clear list and fit our needs for what we wanted to, and then you start like looking to like, oh, this character has this cool element to them or that cool element to them. I think we also talked about like Organ. Oh, at one point, just as like a I don't know if we were using one just like as like a inspiration kind of thing, but it's not Lash.
It is. I know. Like one point, you guys had MODOK, right? And then
We really wanted MODOK.
That would be a really
you would have done a better job with MODOK.
It's an expensive antagonist to have.
Yeah, I don't know how we would have done MODOK, but we would have loved to do more. I mean,
I would have preferred you'd done
Yeah, I think everyone would. I don't know if anyone would fight that thought. Tony, how did you feel about this Hunter Bobby fake out? Oh, they're broken up, but no, they just want to get married again.
Yeah, I like it. I like them. They're a mess, but they're lovely. They're hot. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan of that duo.
That was a softball question. I knew Tony was gonna like that one.
Yeah.
And then a big thing, President Ellis. That was a great get, and it had been a while since we'd seen him. And Iron Man 3 was a while ago.
yeah. It's nice to be able to sometimes establish like who in our real world is like the president and like because we're a government agency, how do we tie into everything? And it's always awesome when you can just bring on a nice cameo and make the world feel cohesive.
I feel like you got excited when you saw it.
I did. What's his name?
William Sadler.
Sadler.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was excited to see him, and then I was like doing the math. I was like, okay, this will still be the first term or second term or something. Yeah. Cool to have him back. He just back when it was all connected. I really like it. It's fun.
And his speech is cool because he gets so many references. For
Sure
me,
does.
like Sokovia is a big one because if you listen to our podcast, you know I'm obsessed with Age of Ultron. I'm like on an island. I love that movie so much. So all of that is just a fun way to be like, don't forget we're part of the MCU, which is a fun thing that you guys did. Like you had a really good balance. Like it's not required viewing, but it juices it up.
For my take is always you want it to feel like one universe, and you want your show to stand on its own. Personally, my personal approach is like I'm not here to be like a reference machine.
Yeah.
Like referential humor is great. It lasts about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You want 10 years from now, something to still stand on its own without needing to know the reference.
And having minimal ones makes them better. Like there's a moment, I think it's in season 2, where like May makes a joke about Thor being hot, and to come from May is like that's hilarious. I never need her to mention an Avenger again because that sticks out. So wow. Fitz comes back with this scroll. It says death in Hebrew.
Rough scene.
Yeah, and I want to shout out, so TV Line, if you guys know that site, they do a Performer of the Week every week, and they gave Ian Performer of the Week that week, which I think is awesome, because, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't always, the top of the entertainment sites. When I was working at one, it was. I made sure of it, but I wasn't 10 years ago. So I was really excited to see that. Just watching him work is so awesome. And then he goes to the monolith and starts screaming. Like that whole scene is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I mean,
I'll just put it out there now, he's my MVP for the episode simply because he gets this interesting twist on his character, and then that abandonment, that was, he's either like, he needs results. He's so result oriented. He will just like say, eat me to get results.
Do you remember that? Were you guys like celebrating like Ian got named a thing? Does that
I remember it, but yeah, I mean, I felt good for him.
Yeah, he's not, and also like I don't know him well, but I can't imagine he was someone like check me out. Like I feel like he's probably like a little embarrassed.
It wasn't
about
like he wanted to like posting it everywhere, like, just slipping it under your door, like, just in case you weren't, For me, the amazing thing about it, he's just such like a, I don't know, kind of buttoned up in his performance in general, and then every once in a while this like well of emotion just comes out and you're like, okay, like that is in there all the time, like it's pretty amazing.
As Clark Red said, he's a beast. Clark Red called him a beast.
Yeah, he did. Clark has been on the show. If you're new to our podcast, go back and listen to some episodes. We've had some really cool guests over the last couple of years. And then finally, one thing you brought it up, but like we don't have Ming this episode. We don't have Brett. We only get Elizabeth at the very end. And Tony, before we move on to our trivia, I know it's gonna be so fun. I can't wait to give these people prizes that you don't win. How'd you feel about that post-credit scene?
She's on an alien desert alternate universe, and she's been through some shit. Her clothes are all torn up. She's scared. She was running from something. I felt bad.
Oh wow, cool.
How'd you feel?
I just like, were you surprised? Did you theories
I guess
where she was?
I guess once Fitz said something to the effect of like, talking about space-time and how she could be alive, and I guess my brain did kind of go into a place kind of like what they showed me, some sort of like dead zone or neutral zone where, she's alive and surviving. And so that was cool to see. I mean, it's not as much of a cliffhanger as her getting eaten by the damn thing,
Sure.
But I'm very intrigued.
Out of curiosity, how do you feel about seeing her in the first time?
Well, that's a great question.
I'm glad to have seen her. I don't know, I don't think I would have benefited from having that prolonged anymore. Was there a debate as to whether?
Oh yeah, totally. Because I mean, especially because we always split them up. I feel like every season.
Yeah.
And like we were trying to figure out like when you show her, when you turn that card, and it just felt like going like a bunch of 5 episodes before like the search for
because
would have been just or just too long.
Sure,
So
but because Fitz has come to this like emotional precipice, all you're doing with that little stinger is showing us that she is alive.
Yeah.
That's all you're giving us. You're not giving away all the juice. It's like he's kind of given up and has that scene, and then you realize he's alive. So I think it's a smart way to close it.
I forgot. The more we do this podcast, the farther away I get from my last watch. Because usually I watch it a lot, but now it's been 5 years since my last rewatch, and I'm like, oh yeah, which is fun, but it also makes my job harder as the host of this podcast. Because for so many years it was constantly fresh. In my mind, I was like, oh, she's there, she's alive.
Yeah.
So happy for her.
Yeah.
Well, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
But before we move on to our trivia, DJ, is there anything else about this episode that, like, from your notes or anything that you wanted to bring up or tell us about? Or did we cover it?
I don't think so. I mean, you guys got it from all angles.
Amazing. Love to hear that. That Sky screenshot's so funny though. Tony, was there anything else about the episode that we didn't talk about?
Just one thing.
What's the one thing?
Roz's organization is called the ATCU. Yeah, it sounds like a community college. It's so stupid.
Do you know how hard it is to get those letters in order
I don't know.
Because we went with like a TCU, a CTU, a UT. That was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of like, once they said the acronym, I was like, oh, I don't like you guys. It's a bad acronym. You guys suck. That was kind of my opinion of them. And I think I'm not supposed to really like them, so it all works out.
Love that. We always give an MVP of the episode. So I didn't tell you we were going to do that, so I'm going to give you a minute to think about it. Or you can say you don't want to say it. That's fine too. Tony, who's your MVP of the episode?
I already gave it to Fitz.
That's right. It's Fitz. Yeah, Fitz. I was going to try to be different, but I do think it says. Anyone else shout out? Does anyone else have a different answer? If you do, you can shout out. If we all agree that Fitz, Team Fitz! Yeah! Everyone's listening, everyone's standing on chairs, they're screaming, they have signs of Ian's face.
It's like V-Day in here.
Yeah.
I will say, Hunter and Bobby had some fun scenes together.
They sure did.
I mean, yeah, Cole, we've covered them all.
Yeah, but I think the MVP moment is the Daisy.
Yeah.
Like that, it's just, I made that our Blue Sky cover photo yesterday. Follow us on Blue Sky, everybody. We're a poppin' website that everybody's using these days. I do want to ask DJ though, the premiere was held at the Grove, which I think is really funny because now any show from ABC would be
That's right, that's where I saw it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's what you were referring to, was
Yes.
seeing this at the Grove. Do you have any other memories of that? I've always, like, premieres always stick out in my mind so much. Like, Aaron and I just went to the Freakier Friday premiere, and that's a core memory now. Like, I will never forget seeing that with Aaron on premiere day.
I just remember how much fun it was to see it on the big screen, and then afterwards, we went to one of the restaurant bars that is no longer at the Grove, and I ended up being there early with like the president of ABC, and just like having small talk and being like, I'm drinking right now, but if I say anything wrong, I'm in so much trouble.
Oh, that's horrifying.
I think I was just the right amount of pithy.
Okay,
Nice
good.
work.
All right.
Good work.
Whew,
Proud of
that's, I'm glad I asked. All right. Are you guys ready for some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 trivia?
I gotta do my disclaimer. We watched these episodes many months ago. I don't retain names and information well. I remember everything emotionally. I'm gonna be bad at this. I like this show. Carry on.
Yeah, but you want him to fail because then you guys get a chance. So,
Yes.
how I'm going to do it is I'm going to ask him. If he gets it wrong, I'm going to just do like a hand raise thing because if you all shout at me, that's not something. It does make for a good podcast. I will. I'm not going to have you come up to the mic for that. Just shout it out and then I'll repeat if you were right. But Tony, let's start off with the main basic one. What does S.H.I.E.L.D. stand for?
Strategic Homeland Intervention and it's the E that got me last time. Everyone be cool? Everyone be cool. Strategic Homeland Intervention. No! I hope DJ doesn't know.
I'm sure he does.
I do, but I'm also looking at the answer.
Yeah, he's looking at the answer. Do you, should I let the audience answer?
You have some swag.
Let them answer in unison.
No, well, I'm gonna give out a prize. Somebody raise their hand. Do you know? Right here.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
That's
I
it.
had
Strategic
Logistics
Homeland
Division.
Intervention Enforcement Logistics Division.
I'm sweating. This is the worst.
All right. We get a prize here for you. T-shirt. All right. All right. Now I'm trying to give Tony some that he'll get right, just to make
That's
him feel
so
better.
easy.
I know it is so easy. But here we are, one shirt down. You want to ask him the next question, DJ?
Who chops off Coulson's hand?
I actually don't remember who chops. So wait.
This was like, he'll get this one.
Yeah, was it Kyle McLaughlin?
Nope.
Okay.
I see a hand back here.
Mac.
Mac, that's right. It was Mac who
So
jumped
much
on
Mac.
it. All right. Let's see.
It does become kind of mad.
Come get a T-shirt. All right. Yeah. Clap it up. All right. I know you're gonna get this one wrong. What are Daisy's parents' names?
Teaching?
No. The characters.
Cow.
Okay.
So you can only get a half prize.
No, that's not it. The longer you think, the less good podcasting this makes.
I give up.
All right, raise a hand here, right here. There you go. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Here, that's a S.H.I.E.L.D. decal. Yeah, we love presents. All right, what's the next question here?
What is the name of the aircraft carrier that Gonzalez operated at sea?
So,
I don't remember.
All right, anyone know what the aircraft carrier boat is? This was a difficult
Wow,
one.
what
I would not have gotten this.
Okay, I'll be honest, I might not have gotten
Is it
this one
full?
either. Anyone? No? Ooh, we stumped Sari. You know this one? Okay, all right. Oh, okay. See? So really all right, let's see. Who is the first character, I'll say with a name, because there are some like red shirts running
I like
around.
how now you're just asking me.
Oh yeah. Who is the first character we see, like with a name, that we see in season 2?
The first character with a name? That
Yeah, well, because you have like some like
Not
nobodies
background,
running
like an
around.
actual-
Yeah, like an actual character that we know. Who kicks off season 2?
Oh man.
I didn't mean to humiliate him today.
Oh, it's entirely the design of it. I'm just gonna guess like the absorbing man, whatever his name was.
Oh, that's not a bad guess.
Yeah.
But no, does anyone know? Do we have anyone? Anyone knows who kicks it off? Gemma? Nope, not Gemma. All right, this is great. I love that I made these hard, even for you guys.
They were easy. There
Yeah.
were some easy
No,
ones.
this was a difficult one because I actually I got it wrong the first.
Oh.
I thought it was Peggy Carter because it's a Peggy Carter flashback, but it's actually Whitehall. Whitehall's who you see
Whitehall.
first. Yeah. Don't worry, I have lots of questions, you guys. All right, what do we got next?
Who is the last named character we see in season 2?
Gemma.
There you go.
She gets eaten. No prizes
He
for
did
you.
it. Tony, where did the Inhumans live?
Afterlife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tony.
Name 3 characters who died in season 2.
There are a lot.
Can I name actors?
No. I have a lot of prizes to give away.
Oh. Okay, 3 characters who died. BJ Britt, whose name is I can't remember. I'm gonna take too long with it.
All right. I know you guys got this one. There's so many characters. Wait, let's give somebody who hasn't gone yet.
Oh, I went already.
Right here. Triplet. Trip. Can you think of anyone else?
Oh, you want me to do all 3?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a bunch. If you can give me 2 more. Back here.
Raina, Trip, and Jai.
That's great. That's 3 right there. Yeah, thank you so much. You can toss that over here.
Okay, great.
All right, this is great. I like that we're mixing it up in terms of good, hard, and not hard. Tony, who plays the character Izzy Hartley?
Izzy. I remember the name, but I don't remember. I can't associate it with character.
All right, I know somebody out here knows this. Izzy Hartley. Wow.
It's Nina, right?
Yeah, you know, anyway.
Can't sorry, character names don't count.
I know, that's the hint for you. Did you get it now?
Does anyone know who plays Xena? Wow. Comic-Con, back here. There you
There we
go.
go.
Oh my goodness.
Had us worried.
Here's a decal for you.
And she was also Spartacus, which is where like half of the writing staff is from.
There you go. How are we doing on time? All right, let's see. We have a couple left. All right, I'll have you do this one, BJ.
Eric Koenig died in season 1. What are the names of the Koenigs we meet in season 2?
I don't remember.
We got the Koenigs in here.
I still, by the way, theorize that it's a warehouse full of patent Oswalds.
Maybe we'll find out one day. Anyone got this one? I'll give you the prize.
It's like Stan and like Billy.
There it is. Yeah. Come on down. Get a hat. Okay, this one's. I don't think anyone's gonna get this one. Sari might get this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's. Pressure's on, but we're gonna ask Tony first. What drink does Bobby bring Daisy in quarantine? I knew she knew.
I don't know.
Cactus school.
Cactus cooler.
Really?
Yeah.
Bless you.
Take a hat. All right, and then this is our final question.
I like this one. What is the name of season 2, episode 14?
Well, why are you asking me these things? Love Time of Hydra.
There we go. The name of our podcast is named after season 2, episode 14, Love the Time of Hydra. Thank you guys so much. A couple things before we go, which is Tony's gonna leave the room because we want to talk to DJ a little bit, and we've got a little bit more time. So Tony, real quick, just say some thank yous.
Oh yeah. Thank you to Ryan Nira of Yellow Pills at Yellow Pills Music on Instagram for doing our music. Thank you to Stephanie at Eclectic Muses on socials for doing our artwork. Thank you to our producer Maria, who's right there. That's producer Maria, typically invisible, but that's her. And thank you to our partner Evan for helping us. That's her there. And thank you, Jay, for coming over.
Thank you for having me. So much great talking to you.
A lot of fun. Tony, get the fuck out of here.
I gotta leave it.
Bye, Tony.
I'm leaving. I gotta get my water.
Oh my gosh. You need it. Go. Thanks, Tony. That was really fun. Thank you guys so much. I do want to give you, if you have questions for DJ, an opportunity to ask, because now that Tony's gone, we can talk spoilers. But before, if you guys want to line up, please do if you have any questions. I know last year, like, everyone was like, no, we don't have any questions for you, so it's okay if you don't. No pressure. I have questions. Now that we're safe from Tony, I just want to ask in general if there, like, do you have any strong memories of season 3 that go beyond this episode, like things that you think about?
Yeah, I do.
And we're done.
Season 3 was fun. It was kind of a season to play with some, like, just like, added like a little bit of a darker tone. I loved having Roz on the show. I thought she was such a great flavor. What else? Getting to start playing in all the Inhuman stuff. We were really excited about that, and just building up into like kind of having the team and stuff, and it was, I don't know, it was a lot of fun.
The story I was going to say before that I stopped myself was that when I did the panel and I introduced everyone, my brain short-circuited, and to this day it is like one of the most embarrassing things I've done on a stage, which was when I introduced Constance Zimmer, someone who I have like such affection for. I was like, Constance Zimmer, she died on the show, but not in real life. I was like, what? I was like, I can't believe I said that. It just fell out. And to this day, I was like, I hope I can meet her one day and just be like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to my brain. I was like, Emmy nominated. She's just not dead. It was how I introduced her, and it haunts me 7 years later.
Killing that character off was like polarizing around the show. I mean, it was the right thing to do, but it was like, can we just play with her, have her around for like longer, as long as she will stay? Like, but dramatically, it was great.
It was. I want to bring up, so next week's episode, tune in on Sundays if you want to get a live show, but they drop on Mondays because that's the actual anniversary. Next week's episode is Purpose in the Machine, which you did write. So just for next week's episode, any fun little nuggets that we should drop?
Fun nuggets. I was very excited to get to play in something that felt like kind of Indiana Jones-ish or something, like with like them kind of discovering the castle and where, you know, the machinery around how the monolith worked. It was Kevin Tantro's first episode that he directed, so it was amazing to have him.
Wait, that can't be right, because he's been on our podcast for an episode that he directed.
Wait, you're right, that
Yeah.
can't be.
Yeah.
Wait.
One of the first
Oh,
episodes.
no, yeah, because he did he do Dirty Half Dozen? Or
That
the
sounds,
one
it
with-
was, him and Drew
Maybe that's
came
right.
on to talk about an episode.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm completely wrong with that.
Well, you don't need to be an encyclopedia of the show. That's okay.
Yeah, but it was super fun working with him, and he just has so much energy, and like the way he puts a scene together just on its feet, and like just like the choreography of it is just amazing. And just I was kind of rewatching the way he just moves the camera around, which is amazing. There's one shot where, like, check it out, like where he's like kind of coming in on a scene. He starts out low, and then like the monolith is being dropped down on a cable, and he's pulling it up, and it's just everything just felt dynamic. Whether it's that or like him talking to a dad, like he just found a way to keep life in everything.
And that's some casting right there, too.
Yeah, we got to do a Bat of Rats. That was weird and fun. And then it was so fun watching Ian, just how he was playing Fitz with Randolph, like just kind of standing next to him, like around the monolith and stuff when they're in scenes together, like kind of like almost not aping him, but like just I don't know, just like absorbing him. Kind of. It was really interesting to see them in scenes together towards the end. And was just a really fun episode. I loved it.
I can't wait. I'm so happy we're back. The summer's fun. If you follow us on Patreon, thanks for your $1 a month. We really appreciate it. But it's great to be back on the main pod. Did anyone have any questions about the pod or about the show? It's okay if the answer is no. Yeah, please come up. I'm so glad there's a mic there.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just love the show, and like I feel like it's kind of under-discussed in the Marvel fandom, so I really appreciate that this podcast exists. I didn't know about it until today.
Oh, thank you. Oh, great. That's why we're here. LA Comic-Con. Thank you, LA Comic-Con.
Yeah, and I'm curious about, like, you mentioned, DJ, about how, like, network television wasn't, like, a thing by the time, like, the show was done, and, like, you know, I think about, like, how there's been so many, like, other Marvel shows since then, like, on Disney or on Netflix, and, like, you know, I don't know if I have a fully formed question about this, but just, like, what do you miss about, like, how, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was done back then? What do you think is, like, a great innovation in terms of how they're doing shows now? Like, you know, I'm just curious on your take on, like, that process and how, like, the TV industry has changed in the realm of Marvel.
The pacing of it, I think, is my favorite thing in both the producing of it, but also kind of living with something year-round that was like a guest in your house, versus something that like kind of drops once every few years. That's something that network TV just does better. You know, you have shows starting to get spaced out again more, and I think that's a good thing, but just like that water cooler era, it just feels fundamentally different now. And getting to like kind of have the pressure of producing it as, you know, you're building a plane as it's in the air trying to land. So there was something very fun about that. Now when you're working on something that'll air, you don't know when. And it's just a little bit more ambiguous, and the writing and the producing are the filming things are kind of divorced a little bit more now. And you know, we would walk out of our offices, literally cross an alley and walk onto the stage. So if you wanted to check something out, it's like you just go look at it and like walk through the halls and be like, okay, cool, this should happen here, or like this would be a great place for this, or just like gather inspiration. I miss that so much. And just bigger staffs. Like now you get this is more just like how writing has changed, but like just the community of like a group of writers that are in it together every day.
Great question. I love that. I'll just also say that I think a thing that bums me out about TV now being so short is that the audiences want like answers. Every episode has to like take you somewhere or like give you something that you want, whereas in something like S.H.I.E.L.D., you get all these side quests and the characters have time to grow, and you get these arcs that you just don't really get anymore, and I miss that. I say all the time, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the last network TV show I'll ever truly love, because there's just not a lot more coming. Like they exist, but it's not the same.
Yep. It's a different answer.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Yeah, please come up.
I actually had two questions. The first question was, I don't know if this was said in the very beginning, but how long did you guys know that Daisy name was going to be Daisy from Scott?
Early.
Early?
Yeah, pretty early, yeah. We knew that's where we wanted to go.
And then for her dad, who was also like Mr. Hyde, how long was that like a thought process as well?
That came a little bit later, but I feel like we definitely always entered. I mean, him specifically being Hyde, probably early season 2, we definitely settled on it. I mean, we had to, but that was more of like we're opening up season 2 room, like, let's consider this, I think.
I'd imagine you probably knew by the time you had Kyle.
So
By the time you had Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, that, yeah. So the timing on it for me is a little bit hazy, but definitely end of season 1, beginning of season 2 for sure. And then, you know, there's always like, you have to leave yourself a little bit of flexibility of like, are we gonna have to change this, or, you know, but for like clearances and stuff and like character rights, things like that. But yeah, we knew the look at season 1, like just the whole questioning over like her being an orphan and her parents and stuff like that, like it was always built in.
Any other questions?
I have a few.
Sorry, in the back. You don't have to run. It's okay. We were given a lot of time. We're not going to go till the actual end of the time, but we do have a lot of time.
Well, first, one of those standard con filler questions of, what's your favorite episode that you worked on?
It changes every time I think about it. Usually I land on, for episodes that I wrote, I think probably Inescapable.
Yeah.
It was just so
Everyone's
fun,
standing
like-
on chairs again, screaming, crying, throwing up.
Like, just the thrill of being able to like basically pitch. I want to do Inside Out, like, and put them in each other's brains. And I don't know how that's going to work, but like everyone kind of coming together and figuring that out, and then just like all the weirdness of it was like, yeah, I'm not gonna beat this. Like that was one of those ones where like I was standing there on set and just being like, I can't believe they let me do this. So.
Second one, do you have a favorite line or line delivery from the entire show?
The Joint Shield, meet interesting people, kill them line is probably one of my favorites. I don't know. I haven't like kind of like pulled them and put them in my pocket.
You're not slipping it under people's doors like Ian with his performer of the week.
Well, are you talking about my lines that I?
Any?
Either way.
Yeah, no, I don't really work that way. Yeah.
Thank you. I think time for one more if anyone else has a question. Great, less for me to do. Thank you guys so much. It seems like some people were new to our podcast, so you can follow us at LITTOH on all those major platforms. And we have merch now. Some of you got it for free for knowing trivia, but you can also buy it. And there's a little tab on the Instagram that says buy merch. Where you can get it. Our next episode is next Sunday, October 5th. It'll you can watch live like on the stream, or you can just listen to it later, whatever you want. Again, thank you guys so much I know there's a lot of things to do at LA Comic Con, so the fact that you gave us your time is awesome, and thank you again, DJ, for coming out here. It's a pleasure to have you back, and shout out to Maria and everybody else. Have a great rest of your con, everybody.
Thank you.